Like I said, Jermaine was like the nigga on the block who had the gold rope chain, the whips, the women, you know, a young nigga coming up, you see that, you want them same things.
So you can't go completely crazy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So you still gotta, you know what I mean? If you got a bunch of parents buying tickets to your concerts, then you can't be on your video smoking weed. If that's what you want to do at 15, then cool.
Do you think like they keep this information to have an advantage over artists?
Yeah.
Bow Wow just came forward with some wild allegations about Jermaine Dupri. We're talking about mind control and a whole lot of shady business that allegedly started when Bow Wow was a kid.
Mind you, they wasn't gonna put Bow Wow on TRL like that because he was a rapper. He was a black little young boy rapping, but he also was 12 years old.
And guess what? He ain't the only one, because word on the street is that Kris Kross went through the same thing. We all saw JD take these young stars under his wing, but was it really mentorship, or was it something much darker? Let's get into it. Bow Wow just dropped a bombshell about Jermaine Dupri, and it ain't pretty. He confirmed what a lot of people have been whispering about for years. JD's so-called mentorship came at a serious cost. Bow Wow and Kris Kross were turned into child stars, but behind the scenes, their lives were nothing like what people thought. We're talking about wild parties, fast living, and a 12-year-old Bow Wow being pushed into the adult nightlife scene. Something he says messed him up for life.
But I get so mad when people be like, I'll see shit and they're like, well, he created him. I'm like, no, he created Kriss Kross. Them all walking around not knowing how to rap. He created them.
Bow Wow even admitted that he got hooked on lean for years. And guess what? He wasn't the only one. One half of Kris Kross ended up tragically overdosing after being exposed to that same fast life way too young. So here's the real question. Why was Jermaine Dupri taking a kid to strip clubs? And what did that do to his life and career? And if that's not wild enough, a recently resurfaced video of Cat Williams just threw more fuel on the fire. He brought up disturbing claims about Diddy and JD allegedly targeting young male artists, including Bow Wow and Kris Kross.
Jermaine Dupri, king of the pedophiles, if you ask me, baby.
For years, there have been shady rumors about JD's involvement, or at least him turning a blind eye while powerful people like Diddy took advantage of these kids. At one point, JD even clapped back at a fan on IG, saying something about a lawsuit from 17 years ago involving Kris Kross. And apparently they won, but the whole thing got swept under the rug. So apparently, Kris Kross won a lawsuit against Jermaine Dupri, but guess what? It was kept completely under wraps. And when someone called him out about it, JD lost it, straight up cussing people out, saying, "You must be out of your effing mind. I should sue you for writing this disrespectful ST on my page. F out of here." Sounds defensive as hell, doesn't it? And even though there's no official proof, the rumors never died down. Then Cat Williams came in and added fuel to the fire, straight up calling out JD in 2011, along with Diddy and Steve Harvey. Cat even went as far as to label Jermaine the king of keys. But let's rewind to where it all began. Before all the drama, Bow Wow, real name Shad Moss, was just a 6-year-old kid when Snoop Dogg discovered him at a concert. Snoop was so impressed, he gave him the nickname Lil Bow Wow and introduced him to the rap game. But things took a wild turn when 11-year-old Bow Wow met Jermaine Dupri. That's when his life changed forever. JD, already famous for launching Kris Kross, saw potential in Bow Wow and signed him to So Def. He crafted Bow's debut album, Beware of Dog, which was a huge success. Songs like Bounce With Me blew up, and Bow Wow became a superstar overnight.
Just to know my stuff, just to know my business. Like when I go in the studio, it's always important just to know everything and what exactly is going on.
But behind the scenes, it was far from innocent. Under JD's mentorship, Bow Wow wasn't just learning how to rap, he was being introduced to a lifestyle no child should be exposed to. Dupri himself admitted to taking a 12-year-old Bow Wow to strip clubs. In one infamous story, JD claimed he left Bow Wow in the car while he partied inside. But when he came back, strippers were already outside, dancing for Bow Wow right on the street. Imagine being 12 and thrown into that world. Years later, Bow Wow opened up about how these experiences messed him up, from his mental health to his relationships with women. He even blamed JD for his struggles with addiction. And Bow Wow wasn't the only child star under JD's wing with a troubling story. Before Bow, there was Kris Kross, two 11-year-old kids, Chris Kelly and Chris Smith, who blew up with their hit Jump. Their journey started in 1991 when JD discovered them at Greenbrier Mall in Atlanta.
I mean, like around the neighborhood we would dance. and sing a little bit, but I mean, we really got into it a lot when we met Jermaine Dupri, our producer.
But just like Bo Wow, Kris Kross's fame came at a dark cost. One of them, Chris Kelly, ended up overdosing after years of addiction. A tragic end that some say was rooted in the lifestyle JD exposed them to way too early. It was there that 19-year-old Jermaine Dupri, a rising music prodigy with a sharp eye for talent, discovered the duo. Looking back on that first meeting, Dupri said, "You gotta understand people out there, Kris Kross weren't rappers. They weren't kids walking around with demos. They weren't trying to be rappers. They weren't trying to be singers. When I met them, I said, 'What do y'all do?'" Dupri explains, "We just cool." I was like, damn, get these guys a record fast. That gut feeling led to the creation of a demo tape, and before they knew it, Kelly and Smith landed their first record deal with Rough House Records, a moment that officially kicked off Kris Kross. With Dupri leading the way, the duo set out on a journey that would shake up the hip-hop world. Their debut album, Totally Crossed Out, dropped in 1992 and turned them into instant superstars. Fueled by Dupri's top-tier production, the album sold a jaw-dropping 4 million copies in the U.S. alone.
I like my pants to sag, make you say dang, that little is so bad.
But the real game changer, their hit single Jump. The track shot straight to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went double platinum, solidifying Kris Kross as one of the biggest names in early 90s hip-hop. The music videos for Totally Crossed Out weren't just visuals, they became straight-up cultural moments. The Jump video, directed by Rich Murray, was all over MTV and even sold over 100,000 copies as a VHS single, yeah, back when that was a thing. Their follow-up single, Warm It Up, also directed by Murray, earned them Billboard's Best New Artist Video Award. As Jim Farber of the New York Daily News pointed out, the combo of hit songs and eye-catching videos helped push Totally Crossed Out to multi-platinum success. From 1992 to 1996, Kris Kross was on fire, living a dream that most young artists could only imagine. One of the biggest highlights, opening for Michael Jackson on the European leg of his Dangerous World Tour in 1992. An insane opportunity for any artist, let alone two kids rocking backward clothes. They also popped up in legendary music videos like Run DMC, S Down with the King, 1993, and TLC's Hat to DA Back, 1992. And it didn't stop there. They hit TV screens too. They made guest appearances on shows like A Different World and even performed on In Living Color in May 1992. Beyond music, Kris Kross became a full-blown pop culture phenomenon. Their signature backward clothes weren't just a gimmick, they turned into a legit fashion trend, influencing fans, celebs, and even designers. These two weren't just making hits, they were shaping style and culture in ways that are still remembered today. For Chris Kelly, however, the pressures and temptations of fame took a toll. In 2009, whispers began when photos surfaced showing Kelly with bald spots on his head. Rumors quickly spread, speculating a battle against cancer. However, Kelly clarified the situation in an interview, revealing that he suffered from alopecia, a condition that causes hair loss. Behind the glitz and glamour of Chris Kelly's rise with Kris Kross, a darker battle was raging within. Kelly's success was overshadowed by a long and painful struggle with de-addiction, a battle that tragically claimed his life. According to authorities, Kelly's mother, Donna Kelly Pratt, and his uncle, Lamar Williams, revealed that he had a history of substance abuse. Kelly fought addiction for years, facing numerous challenges along the way. The exact details of his struggle remain mostly hidden from the public eye, but those close to him knew the extent of his battle and the toll it took on his life. Chris Kelly's addiction not only disrupted his personal life, but also had a significant impact on his career. The once promising rap star found it increasingly difficult to sustain his creative output and meet the expectations of his fans and the industry. The toll of addiction affected his physical and mental well-being, leading to a decline in his musical endeavors. The challenges and struggles Chris Kelly faced serve as a stark reminder of the dangers of substance abuse and the devastating consequences it can have on one's life. His story highlights the importance of addressing addiction and seeking help for those who are struggling. Despite his amazing talent and early success, he couldn't shake off addiction, which sadly led to his untimely end. The events leading up to Chris Kelly's tragic death unfolded talented artist on May 1st, 2013, just hours before his death. A disturbing video surfaced, offering a glimpse into Chris Kelly's troubled state. Shot in his Atlanta home, the footage showed Chris struggling and fighting for his life. Shortly after this video was recorded, a distressing call was placed from Kelly's home to 911, reporting that the rapper had passed out and was unresponsive. Despite the efforts of medical professionals who arrived on the scene, they were unable to revive him. Chris Kelly was pronounced dead at approximately 5 p.m., leaving the world in shock and mourning the loss of such a talented artist. Jermaine Dupri, the man who discovered Kris Kross and played a vital role in their success, recently penned an emotional open letter to fans. To the world, Chris was Mac Daddy, but to me, he was a son I never had, Dupri said in a written statement. When I think about it, I spent more time with Chris and Chris than anybody in my whole life. So you can imagine how bad this hurts, Dupri added. I will always love you, Chris, and I will never let the world forget you. May God bless your soul. Devastated by the loss, Chris Smith also shared heartfelt sentiments about their friendship, the memories they shared, and expressed how deeply he would miss Kelly. Smith confessed, "It's been like a struggle for me every day. I know Chris is in heaven." He continued of Kelly, "He was a true friend. I just want to say I love you, man, and I'm going to miss you dearly. My life, it ain't ever going to be the same, but I just hope our legacy for hip-hop is never forgotten. I'm going to do my part to make sure Chris's legacy will live on," he finished. The bond they formed as young boys had endured through the years, and now Smith was left to navigate a world without his partner by his side. Big fashion brands took notice, and soon Kris Kross's signature backward style was popping up in magazines and even on runways. They weren't just rap stars, they were trendsetters. They even made their way into the video game world with Kris Kross. Make My Video, released for the Sega CD in 1992. The idea? Players could create their own music videos using clips from their songs. Cool concept, but let's be real, it flopped hard. It was so bad that Electronic Gaming Monthly ranked it among the 20 worst games of all time. In 1993, the duo teamed up with Sprite for a massive ad campaign, dropping an exclusive rap and starring in their own commercial. Despite all their success, transitioning from teen rap stars to mature artists wasn't easy. Their second album, Da Bomb, 1993, went platinum and had bangers like All Right featuring Supercat, I'm Real, and DJ Like That featuring Da Brat. It showed their growth, but it didn't hit the same way their debut did. By the time they dropped their third album, Young, Rich, and Dangerous, 1996, they had fully evolved. The album went gold and gave us hits like Tonight's, The Night, and Live and Die for hip-hop. But here's the thing, no matter how much they matured, the industry and fans struggled to see them as anything but the kids in backward clothes. The very look that made them famous became a double-edged sword. It set them apart, but it also boxed them in, making reinvention tough. After 3 albums and worldwide fame, Kris Kross decided to go their separate ways in the late 90s. Years later, following Chris Kelly's passing, his mother, Donna Kelly Pratt, opened up about the darker side of his early fame. She revealed the harsh realities he faced in the industry at just 13 years old. While the world saw a superstar, she saw a child forced to grow up too fast. "We had conversations we never had before," she shared. Because Chris started so young in the industry, it took him a long time to truly mature. She spoke about how fame blurred the line between childhood and adulthood for her son, exposing him to things no kid should experience. "I can tell you who he smoked his first joint with, who gave him his first drink, and who was there when he lost his virginity," she said. "He thought he was being rebellious, but in reality, adults around him encouraged it." As a mother, Pratt fought to protect him, but felt powerless against the industry's grip. "I was like, y'all are not helping me here, this is a kid," she recalled. The entertainment world had stripped away his innocence, and by the time she realized the full extent of it, it was too late. Once the barn door is open, it's open. You can't throw a kid into an adult world and then expect them to act like a child. Her frustration was clear. The price of fame wasn't just success, it was also a loss of childhood that Chris Kelly would never get back. She believed that being constantly surrounded by adult behaviors during his formative years played a major role in Kelly's struggles with substance abuse and risky decisions later airing its second season, faced scrutiny and backlash due to the controversy surrounding one of its main cast members. Representatives for the show declined to comment on the situation, leaving fans curious about the future of Bow Wow's role on the series.
So, like, Pimpin' is my artist from the Franchise Boys. I call Pimpin' to the studio and say, yo, bring some beats to the studio, let's hear what's going on. I made all of this happen.
In the midst of the public scrutiny, Bow Wow's lawyer, Joe Hibachi, released a statement expressing confidence that the charges against Bow Wow would be dismissed. He emphasized that Bow Wow had been the victim in the case, alleging that Holden had been the primary aggressor. The lawyer vowed to assist the Fulton County Solicitor General's office in prosecuting Holden. Bow Wow feels very strongly that a man should never lay a hand on a woman, even in self-defense, hence his failure to defend himself here. We are confident that the charges against Bow Wow will be dismissed and look forward to assisting the Fulton County Solicitor General's office in prosecuting Miss Holden. While Bow Wow awaited the resolution of his legal battle, he took to social media to share glimpses of his life after the arrest. He posted videos on Instagram from a night out and appeared to attend a Super Bowl party alongside Sean Diddy Combs and Jermaine Dupri. However, the incident continued to cast a shadow over his career, and he faced ongoing scrutiny from the media and the public.
The shit he's wrong for, which is really just, you know, all the little homie want is just the guidance and the information.
The impact of the arrest extended beyond Bow Wow's professional life. His personal relationship with Leslie Holden, which had been marked by its ups and downs, seemed to have reached a breaking point. In an interview with Hip Hop Weekly, Holden referred to Bow Wow as her ex and revealed that they had decided to go their separate ways. The public nature of their relationship made the split even more challenging for both parties. But this was not the only tragic event that led to his fall from grace. Bow Wow also grappled with addiction. It all started innocently enough as Bow Wow found himself immersed in the world of hip-hop culture, surrounded by peers who indulged in the party lifestyle. He was introduced to a dangerous concoction known as lean. This potent mixture, consisting of codeine, cough syrup, and soda, became his escape from the pressures of fame and the harsh realities of life.
I was on lean. And I was sipping so much syrup, bro. And I said this too, like right after Mac Miller had died, I spoke on that shit. Like, I was drinking that.
At first, Bow Wow saw lean as a way to unwind and let loose. It provided him with a temporary sense of euphoria, numbing the stress and anxiety that often accompanied his celebrity status. But little did he know that this seemingly harmless drink would soon become his greatest adversary. As Bow Wow's addiction to lean deepened, the consequences began to manifest in his personal and professional life. The once vibrant and energetic artist started to lose his spark, with his performances marred by the effects of substance abuse. His relationships with friends and family became strained as his focus shifted solely to defeating his addiction. But it wasn't just the physical toll that lean took on Bow Wow's body. It was the emotional and psychological torment that accompanied it. The intense pain and withdrawal symptoms he experienced when he tried to quit were unbearable. The grip of addiction tightened, leaving him trapped in a vicious cycle of dependency. I was on lean. I was sipping so much syrup, he said on the show. I was drinking that cess like crazy. If you go back and watch the Road to Platinum series on BT, you'll see so many white styrofoam cups. I was losing my f***ing mind. That leans had me ed up. I was just always irritated. Bow Wow explained that his addiction to lean became so out of control that he was drinking all day long. He described how regardless of where he was, he and others around him were constantly sipping on the concoction. Despite initially believing he didn't have an addictive personality, the rapper's dependency on lean eventually led to serious consequences, including a hospitalization.
When I got off the stage, I collapsed. And I was like, what? And I went straight to Cincinnati University Hospital. I'm talking about my stomach was so.
He recounted a specific incident during a tour with Chris Brown where he collapsed after a performance in Cincinnati. Bow Wow was rushed to Cincinnati University Hospital due to severe stomach issues caused by his lean consumption. After returning home to Atlanta, his condition worsened significantly, with symptoms including vomiting, shivering, and sweating, which he later realized were withdrawal symptoms from the excessive lean intake.
I was losing my fucking mind. Like, that lean shit had me up. Like, I was just always irritated.
This experience highlighted the extent of Bow Wow's addiction and the profound impact it had on his health and well-being. Wow emphasized that he no longer indulges in hard D sand, has set boundaries for himself, opting instead for tequila and weed. He expressed a newfound awareness of his limits and the importance of maintaining control over his choices. My body needed it, but my mind, I don't have an addictive personality. I was consuming a lot, but I didn't know that my body needed it, he added. That was the worst I ever went through in my life. No joke. Bo Wow then stressed that he no longer does hard DS, noting that he sticks to tequila and weed. I know my boundaries, he said. In 1998, at the age of 11, Bo Wow's path crossed with record producer Jermaine Dupri, who would play a pivotal role in shaping his career. Dupri recognized Bo Wow's immense talent and saw the potential for greatness within him. This encounter marked a turning point in Bo Wow's life as Dupri became his mentor and guide.